Wayne's World! Wayne's World! Party time! Party time! Hey everyone, Scott here to discuss Wayne's World, starring Mike Myers, Dana Carvey, Tia Carrere, Rob Lowe, Brian Doyle Murphy, Laura Flynn Boyle, Michael DeLuise, Don Bell, Lee Turgidson, Kurt Fuller, and Sean Sullivan, directed by Penelope Spheris. Now, before I get into this, welcome to Wayne's World. And I will say this is based on a character Mike Myers made up. And he and I think Dana Carvey did on Saturday Night Live all those years ago, like maybe in the 80s, maybe early 90s. I haven't seen too much at Saturday Night Live, so I couldn't really tell you what it's about. But I'm here to review these movies, the first and the second, and hopefully a third one if that ever comes out. I'll talk about it next time because there's a rumor that it's coming out. But mostly it's in development, so don't mind that. So let's get straight into this movie. Since I have seen this before and haven't seen it since Bohemian Rhapsody came out. Right after that movie came out, I'll say. And I'll talk about why I bring that up in the review. Let's get into it. We open with Benjamin Oliver Kane, played by Rob Lowe, watching a TV show called Wayne's World, led by Wayne Campbell, played by Mike Myers, and Garth Algar, played by Dana Carvey, on the TV with a girl as they get a demonstration of a vacuum of some kind, as Benjamin calls Russell, played by Kurt Fuller, and the show seems pretty funny while they're located in Aurora, Colorado, while Wayne still lives with his parents and rides in the Mirthmobile and puts on Bohemian Rhapsody. And if you've seen that Bohemian Rhapsody movie, the ironic thing is the character Mike Myers played in that film says yes, says no to that song, but in this film, he sings it. But here he rocks out with that song in the car, and I love that song. Just to be fair, while they pick up Phil, played by Sean Sullivan, who's all partied out, as they drive to a place to get some food with the police officer chatting with Wayne and Garth and their friends. And I really like these characters as they're very relatable, and the acting in this is great by the actors, as these guys are hilarious. Wayne sees his ex-girlfriend Stacy, played by Laura Flynn Boyle, as they broke up 2 months ago in this movie, as she buys Wayne a gun rack as a gift for their anniversary, and he doesn't own a gun himself. And we move on to Wayne, Garth, and the others going to a club where Garth gets picked on by a big guy, and Garth gets set up to beat up on the guy while with the Mission Impossible theme song, as he does while Wayne is in love with the leader of a band named Cassandra, played by Tia Carrere, while observing her singing and kicking some ass, as she hands Wayne a flyer to go to a concert of hers, and we move on to Benjamin showing Noah Vanderhoff, played by Brian Doyle Murray, Wayne's World on the TV, and he doesn't believe in them, while Benjamin does want to put them on national television, and the writing in this is genius. And this is based on characters from Saturday Night Live, and the script is great from start to finish. While at a garage, Garth accidentally scratches a car, and they leave after getting their car as Benjamin and Russell go to Wayne's parents' house to visit Wayne and Garth, and he takes them to a restaurant and tells them they're earning $5,000. And Wayne says, "Excuse me? Baking powder?" Which is a line I quote quite a hell of a lot, as Garth, mostly the "excuse me" part, but not so much the other part. Garth believes something is up with Benjamin and his contract to own Wayne's World, as they go to Cassandra's concert and Stacy happens to be there, and Wayne is in love with Cassandra, and Benjamin happens to be there, as is Terry, played by Lee Turgidson, telling Wayne and Garth how much he loves them, and Benjamin is also impressed with Cassandra's band, and this movie is so fun and absolutely hilarious. Garth is encountered by Stacy, and he tells her to go out with someone else, as Wayne gets to know Cassandra as they speak Cantonese, while she likes Wayne, and Stacy trying to make Wayne jealous, but he doesn't care. And the shots are very good throughout, as Wayne and Garth are on top of the car, as Wayne thinks about Cassandra and sees an airplane passing by them, which looks fun, and they get to Chicago and learn how to be on national television, as it doesn't look like anything like Wayne's basement, as it isn't Wayne's basement, and they rehearse for the show, and the script is funny as I'm laughing my booty off from start to finish. And did I say it was Colorado? Maybe there is one in Aurora in Illinois. I couldn't really tell you. We get back to Garth's place, and his precious doggy saying Wayne is outside as they play a little hockey on the neighborhood street, which is an old school thing, and I admire how old school this movie is opening from in the early 1990s. While Benjamin has a chat with Garth about making a change to the show, as he says they fear change, while Wayne and Cassandra go on their first date, and a song named Hey Mickey was in Wayne's mind while they go to a pawn shop, and he buys the Excalibur guitar, as Garth happens to be there and tests some drums, while Wayne ends up buying the guitar, and they use it in the show as Benjamin walks with Wayne about the changes and does some commercials like Pizza Hut, Doritos, and others. And I like the way Mike Myers and Dana Carvey play the characters, as they're both a great team. Garth sees the girl he had a crush on and gets scaredy chicken, and he imagines winning her over with the song about a foxy lady, and it comes back to a reality, and Wayne and Cassandra sleep together as they're in love with each other, and she gets a call from Anthony about Benjamin's filming of the music video, as there's a gratuitous sex scene, and we immediately move on to Wayne, Garth, and Cassandra go on to the 23rd floor to Benjamin's apartment, as Garth stays inside around while Wayne and Cassandra go outside to the balcony with the Benjamin, and they talk about the show and gets backstage passes to Alice Cooper's band in Milwaukee. And he orders Chinese takeout in Cantonese, which was amusing, as this movie is absolutely amusing, as it's a great time at the movies, and it's a hell of a lot of fun, like I said before, and I'll say it again. Wayne and Garth get to Milwaukee and cause shenanigans before going to the concert, and they get there to see Alice Cooper and his band in concert after the concert. Wayne and Garth get to the backstage and meets Alice Cooper and say how much of a great show it is, and in his dressing room, and while Garth is afraid to say anything to Alice except for cool, and they hang out with Alice Cooper, and Wayne and Garth start to record the show, and Noah is their first guest, as Wayne makes a note about funny things, and the theme song is different compared to how they recorded in the basement, and Wayne gets fired over the comments he wrote on the cards, and Garth has to take over the show without Wayne, which goes awkwardly, and it's not the same without Wayne, and Benjamin calls Cassandra without speaking to Wayne, and I really like this movie at this point, as it's very much a funny movie. Wayne leaves Garth behind for a little bit as they're mad at each other, and Wayne gets mad at Cassandra because Benjamin is taking over her life, as Benjamin screwed him over, and he talks about how he lost his show, his best friend, and his girl, and goes to the donut shop, and talks with Garth, apologizing to him about what he said to him. And he wants to get to Cassandra and his show back, and he does by getting people to help him out, as Cassandra films her music video, and as he's on the way, he's stopped by a cop that looks like Robert Patrick from Terminator 2, as he eventually gets to Cassandra's music video as he makes an Oscar clip, and he wants to put his show back on the air and offers Cassandra's band to be on the show, and she forgives him and gets in the car with Wayne, which did feel a little bit cliche, but I'm okay with it. The show gets back on the air while Benjamin is on the way to the house while the cop pulls him over, and he does eventually get there as Wayne wants someone higher than Benjamin to watch them go on the TV, and it almost goes south until the guy higher than Benjamin sees the show and saves Cassandra's career with the Scooby-Doo ending and pulls out the real ending, and the climax was great, but how great? Let's talk about it in a rating. I'll give this movie a 8.1 out of 10. I really like these characters as they're very relatable, and the acting in this is great by the actors, as these guys are hilarious, and the writing in this is genius, and the script is great from start to finish, and this movie is so much fun and absolutely hilarious. The shots are very good throughout, and the script is funny, and I'm laughing my booty off from start to finish, as well as I admire how old school this movie is being released in the early 1990s. 92 to be exact, but And I like the way Mike Myers and Dana Carvey play their characters, as they're a great team together. The movie is amusing, and this is a great time at the movies, and it's a hell of a lot of fun. And this is a solid recommendation for this movie, as I really like this movie at this point, as it's very much a funny movie with a great climax, as this is a fun movie with a fun plot, and I just enjoyed myself with this movie. I don't know what else to say. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next time I will be back with Wayne's World 2. And until then, party on, dude man!